Hi, my name is Raquela, and I'm a vocal instructor here in Elk Grove, California. If you don't know or are not familiar with where Elk Grove, California is, it's basically in Northern California, and it's in the southern Sacramento County area, the most southern Sacramento County area. But when you do come over, this is how you're going to see me. So I do like my students dressing nice and comfortable. Bring your own beverage if you'd like. Otherwise, I do have water here. But most importantly, please dress comfortably. I had been living in New York City and working on Broadway for 18 years. During the last parts of my living in New York City, I had been teaching voice privately, and business was picking up pretty good, and then I had to come back home. A lot of people ask, why did you come back to California? Well, as they always say, you can take the California girl out of California, but she always ends up coming back. But it really has a lot to do with health. There are several reasons. Since 9/11, a lot of things happened on Broadway that changed, and the way producers cast on Broadway, and so that was a little bittersweet. If you want to know more about that, come on over and I'll tell you. I know all about auditioning and how to work your buns off so you can get yourself seen and eventually maybe even work on Broadway. But it all depends on you. It depends on your heart and determination. And if you think you need a little bit of motivation in that area, I think I'm your girl. Come on over! I actually grew up in this house. I grew up in Elk Grove. And it is so wonderful being back home, being around my family, and being back where I guess you could say my voice is much more used to. And I'm speaking about the weather. The main reason why it was necessary for me to come back home was the allergies, the ragweed, something about the humidity over there on the East Coast as well that was affecting my vocal cords. And I was beginning to grow a little something there on my vocal cords, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about nodules. I never completely developed any nodules, but I was getting there. And basically what the doctors gave me were only two choices. I could stay and never sing again, or go back home. And I can keep singing, just I need a little vocal therapy. And that was another wonderful advantage that I had. As soon as I came home, I took some vocal therapy. I learned a lot more from that. Humans like to make a habit of not repeating mistakes. So I feel as though I have become more passionate as a singer and now as an instructor since my days in New York City and now coming back home. I'm not a big fan of teaching voice through video. There's a lot of people who are putting out their instructional videos on YouTube all over the place, and I've seen some of them, and believe it or not, there are a few of these people that I know personally. And, you know, it's a personal choice, honestly, but singing and knowing if you are doing it correctly or incorrectly in real time, you really need to have a professional to be there and guiding you correctly. I'll probably put on some videos on, proper vocalizations and things like that. That doesn't hurt. But I'm certainly not going to teach you how to growl or do that gruffing sound in your voice. I'm not going to teach you how to belt on a video. You got to come to my house. And then I'll tell you the safest way to belt. Although, I'll let you know, ethically, it's not a good thing to teach. Yes, I am a pop singer. Yes, I've had some wonderful chartings on Billboard, and I've had the privilege of working with a lot of other big pop recording artists as well. But I had to learn it carefully. Belting I'm talking about, of course. Every great dancer learns ballet first if they want to achieve to becoming a great dancer. To achieve to becoming a great singer, it's a good idea to start from the basics, and that's classically. I do cover the bel canto and all the different proper ways of singing classically. I'll teach you a little opera if you'd like, but I don't concentrate on opera. I will focus a little on opera, and then all of a sudden big band, a little jazz, a little soul, and then back over to pop. And then, of course, my greatest love, musical theater. I'm getting kind of excited right now because the community here in Elk Grove has finally reached out, and I'm going to be collaborating with a restaurant in Old Elk Grove pretty soon and develop a place where I could showcase my students on kind of quarterly or twice a year, if you will. It's a good idea to come prepared with at least 2 songs, 1 ballad and 1 up-tempo. Doesn't matter what genre, anything of your taste that you want to start working on. I do want to remind you that I am a vocal instructor, not a vocal coach. There is a difference between the two, and I will do another blog video covering that area. So if you don't mind, check out my website at Elk Grove Sings, and all one word, elkgrovesings.com. And do a little navigating around my website. I have a blog under the home link. There's a lot of drop-down lists under my 4 sections. I have 2 different rates, one for teaching and one for, of course, for coaching. If you want to learn a little bit more about what my insight is on how I really break down the voice, check out my blog under home. And there you're going to find an infinite amount of information on the voice and how obsessed I am with it. I hope you get a chance to book me and we get a chance to work together. And let's make some music. Let's sing!